also that the law is the law is not compromised, irrespective of who is involved.
We'll bring you that question in just a moment. But staying with you, the NJC complained yesterday about the constitution of the NJC. I mean, the president of the Nigerian Bar Association complained about the constitution of the NJC. Yes. What is the problem?
That's why I told you. Remember, I said it here that about 90% of the NJC members of the NJC are nominated by the Chief Justice of the Federation. 5 Chief Justices of the Federation, who, in the opinion of the Chief Justice of the Federation, must be of credible character. 2 members of the NBA, who, in the opinion of the CJN, must be of worthy. 5 members of what do you call it? Federal High Court judges, who, in the opinion of the CJN, must be. So when you look, apart from the CJN, the next in line, the President Court of Appeal, every other person, every other member of the NJC is nominated in the opinion of the CJN.
So how would you rather
when you do?
So there are only 2 MBA members on the CJN.
Yes. And when they want to discuss matters, disciplinary matters of judges, they are excused. And so because of the nature of that institution, so that we don't, in an attempt to sanitize it, we don't rubbish it, what you need to do is look at this complaint. And if NBA should be able to nominate, members who should go and represent them. We vote for
the president.
Yeah. So why can't members vote for people to represent them at the NJC? And then also, why can't judges at the High Court level, they also have judges conference, why can't they be the ones to nominate? And then the CJN can nominate retired Supreme Court justices and retired Court of Appeal justices and retired chief judges of states to join, and because some of these people will have the time to sit, on day-to-day basis, unlike a judge who will have a matter to handle and still have NJC meetings to attend. When you do that, you have expanded the body, and then you have corruption cases. So you want to try corruption cases. You must also strengthen your police. We're talking about EFCC. EFCC is just a fraction of the society. There is no village in Nigeria that you go where you don't have a police division. What are we doing about our policing? These are people that take cases to court every day. And so if you don't nationalize that fight, some of these people that you overlook, they get to the level of decision making someday, and they are the kind of characters.
Okay, let me go to Mr. Showumi. Part of the National Judicial Policy reads, "It shall be the policy of the judiciary on complaints of misconduct against judicial officers or employees of the judiciary shall not be leaked or published in the media." So if you have allegations against himself, and then you decide to share with Alero, and Alero decides to talk about it on Sunrise before the NJC, then the case is thrown out.
Yes, it's one of the things.
What do you think about that?
I think it's one of the outrageous thing being introduced through this reform of the NJC. That is totally unacceptable, because what it takes is this. If the NJC is not willing to discipline a judge, all they simply needs to do is to ensure that the information is leaked. And then it is again the same NJC that will now decide who leaked that information in their own opinion, without any trial. And as far as they are concerned, if they think it's the petitioner that leaked the information, then the petition has been withdrawn. That is totally outrageous. And one thing we need to consider is the public perception of all this. There must be consistency in the application of the law or any rule or code of conduct. Just like we are saying that, look, if, for instance, there is a complaint against a judge, that the judge should step down, that should apply across the board. There should be no exception. Once you have a written complaint against the judge, either the judge will recuse himself or will be asked to step down. Like in the case of CCT, where the chairman, has not been asked to step down, and he said he would not recuse himself. What do you do about that situation? And those are things that undermine public confidence. In my view, I think what we need to do is to introduce jury trial. trial by jury. I think the last time we practiced trial by jury was in 1976, if I'm correct. We need to bring that back in order to dilute, the influence of powers influencing judges, because in the eyes of the public, people who are on jury doing jury service will actually be secluded, so people will not have easy access to them to influence them. That could help restore public confidence. But what the NJC is trying to do currently is worse than where we are, to say that, look, because an issue has attracted media attention, then that petition has been withdrawn automatically. That cannot be right.
The NJC will tell you to depose to an affidavit in your petition, because an affidavit becomes evidence. Once it is deposed to in court, it becomes evidence. And so if it is frivolous or it's all malicious, that person can, on the basis of the affidavits, report the matter to police, and you will be prosecuted for lying or not. All of these are processes. But also you find out that most of the petitions that goes to NJC from litigants are not handled. Nobody looks at them. Nobody looks at them, except it is coming from a senior lawyer. It got to a point, there was one we had to use the name of Femi Falana to write that petition to ensure that it gets the attention that it desires.
So, suppose I had a complaint against a senior lawyer.
Yes.
Where would I go to report him?
MBA. Yes, the MBA disciplinary committee.
They have their own disciplinary committee.
Yes. If a judge, for instance, asks me, or asks me through my lawyer for gratification, who do I report that to?
The NJC. Your lawyer ordinarily ought to do a petition to the NJC, and that petition ought to be deposed to in court. But the problem, sometimes, even in some cases, after we finish programs like this, you get calls, and why is it that you're busy on TV running your mouth against judges? And really, and so some of these lawyers are exposed. And then you have matters in these same courts, and you come face that judge, you never get judgment. And so in some cases, the lawyers will tell you, look, because of the way this profession is structured, let's not go this hog. Let's find a way. We'll find a way of transferring the matter out of this court and the rest. And so that's the danger. And that's why we don't need an NJC that should sit on ad hoc basis. We need an NJC that should be, a regular body that anybody can assess, because the issues are multifaceted and numerous. And even everybody can assess, then you should be able to filter the frivolous ones from the ones that have merit. And then once you do that, and you'll be able to also to restore public confidence, then when you now say people shouldn't be discussing petitions, people will not discuss them because they know that they'll be handled. But when my petition is not handled and I have opportunity of raising it in public, would I do that? Then
you have withdrawn your petition according to NJC.
The newly appointed acting CJN has vowed that this fight against corruption is going to continue.
Is it new to you?
Sorry?
Is it new, that statement? Is it new?
Well, it's not a new statement, but he is the one saying it now, which means that he's going to take it up as one of his, objectives to weed out corrupt judges. How much merit do you think this has?
I have no doubt, given the climate in the country currently, the new acting Chief Justice of Nigeria should be given an opportunity. We need to see what he intends to do, but currently what we seem not to have is an agreement that, look, what happens if an allegation is made against a judge? That is what the country has not cleared, because so many allegations are made on daily basis against judges. What do? Do we say once an allegation is made against a judge, then that judge should recuse himself, or that judge should step aside? That is one of the things the new acting Chief Justice of Nigeria needs to look into. In order to strengthen the public perception of fairness in the judiciary, I think also we need to have consistency, across the board, so that we know exactly what we are doing. And then also introduce jury trials. And then introduce jury trials.
On this issue,
he needs to examine that.
It is not enough to say, I will ensure that the fight against corruption in the judiciary is sustained. I need to see plans.
Plans. Thank you so much for coming on this morning. We've been having a chat with the social commentator, Mr. Biodun Shomumi. Thank you for being here.
And
a legal practitioner like Laboros Oshoma. It's nice having you here.
Always my pleasure interacting with them.
And Sunrise will go on a very quick break. Do stay with us.